Hey guys, and welcome to Dungeons and Dragons Lost Mine of Phandelver Part 2. With my Uncle August as the Dungeon Master. Let's get into it.
The wolves that were in the wolf cave, and you guys were just beginning to continue on forward, or further in, into the cave. Now there is the Creek River, and on the left side of the cave, and there is a pathway with some natural stairs going up the cave, and the cave curves towards the right, as does the river. Now you guys had actually come to a point where you could see up ahead there was a bridge about 20 to 30 feet up in the air, and that was straight up ahead towards the right as the cave bends. And then to the left there was another passageway that led sharply up with a bunch of rubble, and that was all you could see, but you can see that it goes up further into the cave system that way. And you guys had just passed the wolf cavern, which was on the right. And behind that was the entrance to the cave. Now, as I recall, everybody had actually started walking into the cave, and the person that was leading was Brunto, not Brato, Brunto. And Brunto, in order to see inside the cave, since he is a human, had to light a torch. So, in the cave, we have Brunto, who is first. He was closely accompanied by Brato. Then there was Lyre, who was admiring her handiwork as the wolves were tearing into the flesh of the goblin. And then behind them was the last person, Aaron, the dwarven wizard. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what was going on, right?
Yeah.
I thought I was
all right, everybody in agreement?
instead of admiring my handiwork.
I can't remember, but that seems like a place to put you. You're probably eating a mushroom at some point, though.
Oh yeah, I remember eating a mushroom.
She's like, yeah, those wolves are eating the goblin. Like, I'm eating this mushroom.
Okay. Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
But we need to be careful by doing so. So I say we tie each other up with ropes, so that way it's safer to climb up the steep climb. Who's with me?
I'd say you're dumb. I want to climb by myself. I don't need no Brunto
Second
help.
idea, we throw the rogue up there and she checks for danger.
I would not mind that.
Okay. So, you guys are saying that you want to start trying to climb up the steep, rubbly slope that's in the passageway to the left. Is that correct?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in order to get there, you will actually have to cross the river, because you guys are all walking on the right side at this moment. Okay. Now, as you guys are starting to cross the river, you know, and I've mentioned previously, there's a lot of noise in this cavern, right? Because of the water rushing through the cavern, and it's going down cascades and everything, and the sound is reverberating off the walls. Well, suddenly, the noise starts to get tumultuously loud, and you notice that there's a sudden rush of water and the river as you're starting to cross it, and you all look upstream, and you see a wall of water just starting to come towards all of you.
Well, crap.
Me runs toward it.
So since everybody was in the passageway, and you guys were starting to head towards the other side, and you're actually walking through the river as this is happening, I want Brunto and Brato to go ahead and roll me dexterity saving throws. I want everybody to roll dexterity saving throws, really. You came in at a good moment there, Anna.
Apparently. I liked the idea of throwing a rogue.
10 plus what? Dexterity?
Yeah. Oh, Michael. 15 plus 1.
I got 13.
Okay, so Everybody rolled their dexterity saving throws? Okay.
Yeah.
Brunto, what did you get? Brunto?
Fronto? Me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got 4.
You got 4? Okay.
Yeah.
Brato, what'd you get? 10. Okay. Liar, what did you get?
13 plus my dexterity.
15 plus your dexterity?
13.
13. And I believe your dexterity is a +3 modifier, is that correct?
Yep.
Alright, so your total is 16. Aaron, what did you get?
16 total.
16 total. Okay, so basically what happens,
Hey guys.
before we continue, I actually need Brunto and Brato to roll again. This time, strength saving throws.
7.
You got a natural 20 there, Brato? An unnatural 20. Okay. 20 and Brunto?
7 total.
7 total. Okay. So what happens is as you guys are starting to cross the creek, or the river, whatever it is, you hear the rushing of the water and you see it coming towards you. Brunto, you start flailing around like, what am I going to do? And the water hits you. Bam! And you just start going downstream with the water. Brato, you immediately look for the first rock you can find that's in the river. You're like, I'm not going with this. You grab onto it, and as the water is hitting you and pushing past you, you manage to hold on and stay in place. And it's just rushing past you, and you're just like, I'm glad I caught a breath before this. Now, Liar and Aaron, the two of them, being further in the back, seeing this coming, they decided to duck off to the sides of the cavern, and they managed to get out of the way of the river before it actually flushed them out. So you two are just fine. The only person that's going to be taking any damage is Brunto, and you take 2 points of damage as you're being buffeted against the rocks, and the water's hitting you against the sides of the wall and out. And after a couple of minutes of riding this tidal wave down, which, by the way, your torch goes out with this, you find yourself in a bright lit area again as you look up, as you finally find yourself on the shores of the river outside of the cave once again. After the water passes by, Brato, you're able to stand back up again after the river comes back down. You are absolutely soaked at this point and drenched. And Aaron and Liar, you guys are just standing there. Your feet are a little bit wet, but you managed to get out of the way. So that's where you guys are at right now.
Oh.
Ow! Oh! My head!
Me, while hearing this, aha!
I'm bleeding again!
Liar. Yes!
Okay. So, Aaron, what are you going to be doing right now?
Continue through the path.
So you're going to go back onto the path. And which path are you going towards? Are you going to keep going up the path that follows the river, up straight up and to the right? Or are you going to take the alternate path that goes towards the left and has the steep rubble climb?
Go to the left.
All right. So you're going to go start heading that way. So what I would like you to do... Now, it does climb steeply upwards, and where are we at? There we go. I actually am going to need you to do an athletics check to see if you can climb up the passageway.
10.
10? Okay. Give me just a moment. I lost my place. Okay. So yeah, you're able to climb up, and there is actually a stone at that portion that as soon as you get on it, it actually slips, it comes loose, and starts sliding down. So I want you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, if you could, for me. Eight. Okay. So you're sliding down with this thing, and you take 5 points of damage when it finally comes to rest, or as you're falling down with it. And you come to a rest at the bottom of the pile of rubble, and it's like, ow. That hurt. Alright. So then, Brato, what are you doing? Okay. So you were leaving the, you were going back down the creek and going to help out Brunto. Okay. All right. You make it out there, and Brunto is picking himself up out of the stream. Brunto, what are you doing?
I am contemplating how that water showed up and we didn't notice. And then, since the torch went out so easily,
Easily, it was literally underwater, dude.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
I'd like to use, if I use Searing Smite, will my sword glow until I hit someone?
No.
No?
It's an instantaneous thing. It's like a firecracker goes off. It's not a charge thing that you charge it up and then hold it until you release it. No, that's not how it works.
Okay. Then I begin making another torch.
You begin making another torch. Okay. That'll take you a moment. Go ahead and roll a survival check for me, if you would.
$13.
13. Okay. It takes you about 15 minutes of finding something dry in your pack and soaking it with oil and being able to get it all lit. But you do get a torch lit again. Now, during these 15 minutes that's going on, Brato, are you staying with him to help him out? Okay, so you're helping him out. All right, so then we're going to go to Lyre. Lyre, you watched as Brato left the cave to go help out his buddy, Brunto. And you also watched Aaron, the Dwarven Wizard, attempt to climb up the steep passage and fall back down again in a pile of rubble. So what are you going to do?
Try and climb the pile of rubble.
You are also going to attempt to climb the pile of rubble. Okay. Before you do that, I would like you to roll me a perception check.
Is that a D20?
Yes.
Yes, that is a D20.
Plus 4, so 20. Not natural.
20, not natural. Okay. So, before you begin climbing, you actually look up to see if there's any other rocks that are big enough that if you were to step on them or whatnot, that they would come cascading down as well. And you don't notice any. So you begin climbing up. And at this point, most of the difficult stuff has been knocked down. So you're able to slowly and surely make your way up. Now, while this is going on, we're going to come back to Aaron. What are you doing?
I stand up after the fall, and then I go the other pathway.
Okay. So Lyra walks past you as you're dusting yourself off, and she starts climbing up the passageway. You're just going to let her climb up by herself?
Yep.
Okay.
So nice of you.
Oh, whatever.
All right. So we've got the party split up into 3 right now. And Aaron, you began going up the passageway with the river. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how are you walking up the passageway? Let me ask that.
Slowly and quietly.
Slowly and quietly. All right. I would like you to roll a stealth check for me, please.
Eight.
8. Okay. All right. And I would also like you to roll a perception check, if you would, please.
Uh, 15.
15. Okay. So, you start walking up the passage again, keeping an eye and quietly creeping along. And as you are creeping along, you're looking around, keeping an eye out for anything. But you don't seem to notice until it comes striking towards you. Dang it, it was rolling so well up until that point. Sheesh. All right. Your AC is not 6, is it?
AC.
No, his is 11.
11.
Okay. See, I didn't even have to roll that high. Dadgummit. So anyways, as you're walking up and you get close to the bridge that's up there, a javelin comes flying from down the bridge and lands pretty close to you, sticks out of the ground, but misses you entirely. And you're able to hear amidst the roaring of the river a high-pitched vulgarity screamed out into the darkness. So, we're going to go back to, we're going to leave you there at that moment. And Liar, you are still climbing up the passageway, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, as you're climbing up the passageway, the further up in it is steep. It is just a steep climb. Have you ever tried to climb up a loose pile of dirt like they have in the construction sites and everything?
Kind of.
Kind of. It's an interesting experience, isn't it? Climbing up the side of a loose pile of dirt like that. You know, it's difficult to do. It's not easy. And you keep sliding down every now and then. But over time, you are able to make it up towards the top. And as you're getting further up towards the top, the sound of the river becomes less and less. You still hear it pretty good. And you're starting to hear what definitely seems to be goblin-y voices up ahead. And that's as you're getting towards the top. So what are you going to do?
I shout, Goblins! Ah, they ripped my arm off! Ah, help me, please! Ah!
You shout this.
Yeah, pretending that I'm dying.
Okay. So, you are shouting, pretending that you're being killed by goblins is essentially what I'm gathering from you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I would like you to roll a I don't know what this would be. Anna, would you say that this would be a deception or a performance? Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. Roll me a performance check there really quick.
Ooh.
19 plus.
Just keep that paper out. 19.
19.
A natural 19. Okay, plus your charisma. Are you proficient in performance?
No.
Okay, so it would just be your charisma modifier added on to that.
That would be plus 0.
0. So 19 total. Okay. Ah, dang it. If only. Okay, so as you are near the edge, your hands are practically at the top of the passageway now, and you do your little show of they're stabbing me, You hear the sounds of the voices just over the edge. Stop for a moment. Everything's quiet, and then for about a minute, and then you hear a cheer of and then the voices continue on again. Alright, so now we're going to go back to... we're going to go to Aaron again one more time. Aaron, what are you doing? You just had a javelin hucked at you. You also... I would argue that you also heard somebody screaming, the goblins are stabbing me, they're stabbing me. And I would like you to roll an insight check really quick.
Oh, where's the die?
This is going to be interesting.
21.
21? It's some pretty good acting, you're going to admit, but you recognize it as Lyre's voice, and you just kind of roll your eyes thinking, oh, there she goes again. Alright, so again, back to you. What were you doing?
It wasn't fake, and she was actually dying. And I was like, oh, she's acting again.
So I go to the... Actually, do I see the person who threw the javelin at me?
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Five.
No, you do not. You look up and all you can see is, with your dark vision, the gray outline of the bridge above you.
I will go to the wall that I saw the javelin thrown from.
Alright, you are still near that side of the wall. So, but you're pressing yourself up against the wall, is that what I'm getting?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to be doing anything else?
Try and pretend that I'm not there anymore.
Okay, so roll me another stealth check, if you would, please. I put my water down. I'm pretty sure I brought it to you. There you go. I'm failing my perception check from my wallow. Oh, there it is. Wow, I really failed. Alright, so you rolled an 8. Okay. Alright. So, we're going to go ahead and cut away from you. Let's go to Lyre one last time. Lyre, what are you doing? The voices
I
are...
shout again.
Alright, this time I would like you to roll performance again, but this time do it at a disadvantage.
Yeah, because they already think you're dead.
No, they think.
Yeah, they think you're dead. Roll again. I don't think you're gonna get lower than that, Carly. She got 3.
No, I got
3.
The second time, disadvantage, you choose the lower.
Yeah, if it's disadvantage, you choose the lower of the two. Okay.
Yeah, she got 3.
Got 3. Okay. So, with your screaming, as soon as you start screaming, the voices stop again. And after you're done with your screaming, there's a cheer this time. But you do hear some voices going, And that's what we're going to leave you at there, right there. All right, so coming back to Brunto and Brato, you guys are finally successful at getting another torch lit. Yay! All right, Brato, what you got?
Eight.
You guys want to tackle this? Let's do
21. Yeah,
That-
I'm really hurt. That's
that
why
arrow-
he was screaming in agony from taking 2 hit points. Because he's already half dead.
That arrow from the goblin last session was quite the hit.
It was very near the heart. Probably cut an artery or something.
Okay, so go ahead and use your healing word.
Where's the pencil? Right there. Pencil. Yeah? Yay!
has it over there.
Where is it?
It's right there. Look.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to know I'm not the only one who's failing their perception checks right now.
Well, it was hidden by the book. It was hiding. It was like a rogue pencil.
It had
I
a high
told
stealth
you.
check, okay?
It got a nat 20 on its stealth check. There, I'm gonna leave it out in the open so we can't miss it. It's somehow. Yeah, I think I heard some screaming in the cave. Sounded like liar. Some goblin probably stole our mushrooms or something.
And started eating them right in my face.
Let's go in.
Okay. I have a question for you there, Brato. You said you got him 11 hit points back? What is your spellcasting ability modifier, man?
Let it go.
That's a 1d4, and you gave him 11? No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, that's second level or higher, so it's a second level spell slot or higher. Now, if you want to use your second level spell slot, which I don't think you actually have just yet, I can understand where that confusion is. Let me go ahead and clarify this really quick, because it's going to come up a lot in the spells. When you are looking at your spell description, and it's talking about a level, it's talking about the spell level, not your character level, unless it specifically says your character level. So, for example, in Healing Word, it says, when you cast a spell using a spell slot of second level or higher, the healing increases by 1d4 for each slot above first level. So, I can understand where the confusion came in, but I thought that was a lot. So, go ahead and re-roll that if you would, please. 1d4 plus your spell casting modifier. That's better. I'll take that. Sorry there, Brunto.
That's fine.
Alright.
Okay, I'm at 15 now.
Okay. It's still better than what you were. Alright. So, Brunto and Brato. Okay. You guys are walking back up the cave, and Liar, let's go, or actually we'll go back to Aaron. Aaron, what are you doing?
Do I hear the person that threw the javelin at me go away? Like, did they go away, or are they still there?
Roll a perception check.
Eight.
8. Nope, you don't hear any noises. Yeah, it could be that the river is, the rushing of the river is just too loud. You can't hear anything. But no, you don't hear or notice anything.
Okay, I slowly continue going up the path against the wall.
Against the wall. Okay. Roll me a stealth check as you do that. 5. So you're paying more attention to what's up than you are paying attention down, and you kind of stumble a little bit. Knock over a couple of rocks. Nothing too noisy, but yeah. And so that's going on. All right. Liar. Coming back to you. I would like you to roll me a perception, or actually, let's ask first, what are you doing right now? You're at the very top. Your hand, you can see that there is...
I start looking for a hiding place, like a nice dark area.
Okay. You are currently in the nice dark area. I mean, the entire area you're in is just nice and dark.
Is there any really good hiding places that if the goblins walked in, they wouldn't see me?
Where you currently are.
Okay,
remember,
stay where I am, and I try to act as stealthily as I can.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a stealth check for me, please. Remember, where you are right now is you have just climbed up this steep slope of rubble all the way up this cave. And as you reach the top of it where you feel the firm ground of a passageway above you, that's where you stopped.
Where
So-
had my stealth?
Yeah.
Where is your stealth?
My stealth is +3, and I got a nat 18, so that would be 21.
21, yep, that sounds about right. Okay. Alright. So, as you hide yourself in the rubble, right there at the top of the path, you actually hear the footsteps of little persons coming towards you. And trusting into your instincts, they actually get right up to where you are. And you can actually look up, and you see that there are about 3 goblins standing at the top of the passageway that you're at. And they're just looking down, and they're talking to each other in their language, and you can't understand what they're saying, but they're like...
And if only I was there to understand what they were saying.
Can I use my extra move to do something? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but can I pick up a rock and throw it so they don't see it, but it lands down there?
Well, keep in mind, they are right there. Your hands are almost touching their feet. They don't seem to have noticed you at this particular moment.
Can I pick up a rock and throw it the other way?
I mean, yeah, you could, if you want to. I would like you to roll a stealth check with disadvantage.
Ooh.
5.
5. So,
I got a 19 first, and
we're
then
gonna-
with disadvantage.
We're gonna lose the rogue first.
Hey, you don't know that.
so I'm going to explain a little bit more why it is that I had you do this at disadvantage. You're right there at their feet. I mean, you've snuggled yourself into the rubble, but this is a loose pile of dirt that you're in. So as you start shifting around to find a rock first, and then you throw it, not only do you do throw it, but you also shift your whole body, and you actually slide down a little bit as you're doing this. And even if as you were trying to stop or anything, at that point, all that movement and noise right there at their feet is just too hard for the goblins not to notice. So they see you. They're not that dumb.
Dang it!
So as
That
you
was
throw
not
the
supposed to
rock,
happen.
as you throw the rock, you notice the goblins all immediately look right at you.
You're like, oh, snap!
I noticed that, and then my eyes turned from a weird little squint to look in the dark to a very wide.
You're like, oh crap!
It's like when you have a squeaky toy
Like a
and you try to
surprise cat.
pretend to throw it, and the dog knows.
All right, so we're gonna stop there with you for a moment. We're gonna go back to Brunto and Brato. You guys have entered into the cave, and you have your torch with you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You guys continue proceeding forward, and I'm assuming you guys are walking at a normal pace. Is this correct?
Yes, but I decide, since I'm frustrated at water in the moment, I'll walk in the middle of it to make a lot of splashy noise because I'm frustrated at that water.
Excellent, excellent. Making a lot of frustrated noise. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to have everybody roll again, a dexterity saving throw that is in the passageway. That would be Aaron, that would be Brunto, and that would be Brato. All three of you. Roll a dexterity saving throw again. 11. 8. Aaron? 10. Okay. So, Aaron, you're just going to happen to you first. You're getting underneath the bridge as you're shimmying along. And all of a sudden, further up the passage, you hear some clanging as if there's something like hitting rocks and a tumbling of rocks. And then all of a sudden, you hear that now familiar noise of a large tidal wave coming towards you. Clinging to the wall, hoping that will be enough, not finding any other place of purchase, you get hit by this tidal wave. Bam! And it starts sweeping you down. So I'm going to have you roll a strength saving throw. And later on, Brunto and Brato, not too much later after this, you're, splashing in the water. Frickin' water. Hate this river. Hate this job. You got your torch lit. That took you 15 minutes to get it lit again. And you hear this sound coming towards you again. You just look up. And you're like, ah, crap.
You're like, oh, dang it.
So I want you guys to also roll.
My day.
I want you guys to also roll strength saving throws, please.
11.
11. 20. Once again. Let me double check in with Aaron. Aaron, what did you get as your strength saving throw?
16.
16. All right, so as the water hits you, Aaron, you are able to cling to the wall. Bam! Grabbing onto it tight with your dwarven fortitude. It rushes past you as you're clinging underneath the bridge. And Brato, you are also able to, once again, it was an effective strategy last time. It should work again this time, too. Cling onto a rock in the river, and it starts rushing past you. Brunto, it's just not your day, man.
Dang it!
Once again, you are swept downstream. Your torch goes out once again, and it starts for a brief moment as you're spun around, smacking up against rocks. Eventually, it becomes bright again, and you take 6 points of damage.
I think he's dead.
No, he has 9 HP.
I see
You are
walking
what?
into the cave is a very ineffective strategy. I should try another one. Insulting the goblins. Maybe that will work. In their own language.
Alright, so, Liar, coming back to you, you hear, as you're looking at the goblins, you hear another rush of water going past you. It's way down below, but it's loud enough that you're able to hear it. And you see the goblins, and they're like, they look up past you, or look down past you, or whatever, and they're like, ah, and then they look back at you. And I would
I
like
look
you.
at them
Uh-huh.
and I smirk.
And you smirk.
She looks up at the goblins. Goblins, they got the other ones. You need to get this one. They look at her. They see her.
All right. I would like you to roll an initiative. I would like everybody else to roll initiative as well. All right. Everybody got their.
18.
Everybody got their initiative. All right. Did anybody get higher than a 20?
I got 20 exact.
You got 20 exact. Okay, so Brunto, all the way out of the cave once again, has got a 20. All right. Anybody higher than a 15? I heard a couple people higher than 15.
I got 18.
Okay. So then we got Liar and then Brato. Aaron, what did you get?
7.
7. Okay. And what is your dexterity?
+1.
+1? Okay. Okay. So, at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Brunto. Real quick, what are you doing outside of the cave again? Completely soaked. Your torch out again for the second time.
I drop the torch, go to the entrance of the cave, cut my mouth, and scream as loud as I can the worst goblin insults I know, and I'm insulting their leader. I'm just spewing the most nastiest insults I can think of about their goblin's leaders, and I'm saying this in goblin.
Okay. I would like you to roll an intimidation, if you would, please.
$16.
16.
Why are you doing this with 9 HP?
Hey! Someone looks comfortable.
Yeah, sorry, I was cutting down a tree. You can't really see it, but I got all these slashes and stuff.
Hey, that's manly. You know what? I got to do something manly tomorrow. I got to replace my starter for the second time in less than 8 months.
In Oklahoma,
Your what?
when you cut trees,
You need a
tree cuts you.
finisher. Forget a starter.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You said
Yeah.
you should put in a finisher, not a starter.
Okay, so so that's what you're doing. All right. So then, Liar, what are you gonna do?
I stand up slowly.
Wait, hold on. Does Carly hear my insults in goblin?
Yeah, actually, she does. She hears some insulting. Well, she doesn't understand what it is. She just hears some shouting. It sounds like it's your voice. It's off in the distance, kind of hard to tell what it is that's being said. But you do notice that the goblins
How do
that
the
are
goblins react?
the goblins are looking past you, and they're kind of like, huh? And then they get this shocked expression on their face.
Me smiles even wider, stands up slowly, pulls out my longest dagger, and stabs one of them.
Okay.
He goes,
You are within range to be able to do so. So go ahead and roll to attack.
did you hear what I did?
But did it involve the door in your head?
No, it involved me standing up against to a goblin cave and shouting the worst goblin insults I know in goblin.
You smell like flowers!
No. And then the goblins that are near Carly just go, oh. Your leader
right,
is a.
What'd you roll for attack there, Carly?
I got nat 18.
Okay.
What do I add?
Well, you're using your dagger, so that is a finesse weapon, so you can choose to add your dexterity bonus plus your proficiency bonus. Or you can use your strength bonus if you want to.
Dexterity and my proficiency.
Okay. So I believe that's you said you rolled a natural 18 plus 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
18 plus 3.
I thought your dexterity was a +3 modifier.
Yeah, it is. So 18 plus 3.
+2 for your proficiency bonus. So
Oh, which is 23. I got a 23.
All right. So you are successfully able to stab that goblin. Please roll damage.
1.
2.
2. You deal.
Plus what?
Plus your dexterity modifier. So that's 5 total.
That's 5.
All right. So you deal 5 damage to that goblin. He looks somewhat surprised. All right. So after you, Brato, what are you doing? You find yourself once again clinging to a rock, and the river has passed again. Brunto is no longer next to you. But you did hear. You did hear lengthy tirade. Alright, so you start going up the gravel path. It is difficult terrain, it is loose, and you do hear some scuffling going on up above you. Alright. Liar, those 3 goblins are now going to take a look at you, and they are going to do their best to hurt you. They pull out their weapons. Ooh, not good.
Okay, good.
My AC.
Yeah.
Okay.
My AC. Armor class 14.
Alright. Your armor class is 14?
Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately for you, all 3 of them hit you. And one of them hit you very, very well. I rolled a 14, a 15, and a nat 20.
Oh, Carly is gonna die.
That is entirely possible. Okay, I'm gonna have to re-roll this. So we got.
Alright, gonna have to make it. Except there's a cleric right next to her, so it's all good.
Alright, so that's 11 damage so far. Plus 6. So you take 17 points of damage from the goblins as they pull out their own short swords and they start stabbing you.
I die.
That's more than her max HP. And she wasn't at max.
Okay.
Yeah. I was at 9 and I only have 15.
Okay.
I'm dead.
So you are now at 0 hit points. Anna, if you could do me a favor and roll up on the permanencies chart again.
Okay. And I just want to say something really quick, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really good example of why it's important in a team game to stay with the team. That's all.
Was, and then Michael left.
And then you continued onward all by yourself. Alright. So after the goblins, Aaron, it is your turn. You have clung to the wall, and you are still underneath the bridge.
Blast the bridge. His inner voice. Blast it. Blast it.
No, that's Dad.
Oh yeah. That's no, this is your other inner voice. Blast it. Blast it. Blast it. Blast it. Destroy the bridge.
Do I hear any goblins on the bridge or anything, or?
Roll a perception check really quick.
Does the goblin? Does Michael hear my insults, or does he Does he hear me?
He heard the insults. Yeah, it was loud and very authoritative.
Michael understands Goblin.
No, he doesn't. Only I do. Only I understand the insults I'm spewing out of my mouth in the whole party.
What did we
Alright.
search
Evil
last
party
time,
thing.
August?
Well, what?
What did we search for last time to find it?
It's in the Dungeon Master's Guide. It is,
I'm in the player's handbook. That's why.
okay. What did you roll for perception there, Aaron?
8.
8. Nope, you don't hear anything up there.
There might not be anyone up there.
I wonder how that javelin came down from the bridge.
Okay, I continue against the wall, but this time, try and be more stealthy.
Okay. So go ahead and roll this check again.
11.
11. Okay. Alright. This time you're more confident and you're looking both up and down as you're creeping along the wall. Okay. So, Brunto, you are at the entrance to the cave. What are you doing?
Okay. I'm walking on the left side of the cave. Slowly.
One with the river?
Continuing. Yeah. Yeah, not in the river, but next to it.
Okay, so that would be on the
going
right
up
side of the cave.
Yeah. Spewing insults. I'm just still spewing them.
Okay.
And I'm slowly getting worse and worse in my insults.
Alright.
Like,
Go ahead.
Insults are you are getting bad at saying insults.
The insults are getting meaner, and I'm directing them towards goblins in general and their leader.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again an intimidation, if you would, please.
Ooh. 8.
8. Okay. Alright. You know, trying to become more creative. You're stumbling a little bit on the words. You're reaching the limits of your vocabulary with Goblin. Alright. Liar, I would like for you to roll a death saving throw for me, if you would, please.
I don't know if she's done that before. It's just a d20.
Yeah, you just roll a 7? Okay, so mark that as a failed death saving throw. Alright. Barato, what are you doing? It's going to take you a while to make it up there. It is difficult terrain. But about halfway up, you do see that there are 3 goblins standing. You can look up and you see that there are about 3 goblins, and they appear to be dragging a body up and out of the passageway.
Succeed your death saving?
William!
Okay.
Again. You had to say again.
Alright. So, the goblins are dragging your body. And then we're going to go back to Aaron. What are you doing?
Do I hear any goblins?
Roll a perception check again.
No, you have a minor scar.
Ah. 16.
16. Yes, you do hear some goblins up ahead, but not on the bridge above you. They're actually up in the passageway up ahead. As you're coming around the bend, you do see some more stairs leading up, and you're actually able to see into a cavern that appears to be a place that once held had a dam wall built up almost halfway up to the ceiling. And seeing past this, which now has a large hole in the middle of it, past that hole you see another dam wall that had been built up, and with a large hole in that, and there is a waterfall on the other side of those 2 holes and dam walls just pouring down. This is obviously the source of the river, and you do see near the second wall a couple of goblins with pickaxes standing there. They don't seem to have noticed you, though.
Are they close?
Do they hear my...
Well, they seem to be conversing one with another. No, they're not like immediately close to you, no. But they're within range. They're in about 60 feet of range, yeah.
Okay. Then I use Ray of Frost on them.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your attack throw, or your attack.
Ray of Frost is that?
Yeah, 1d8.
Wait, was that for damage?
That's damage. Nutty, you don't need to... Wait, oh yeah, you do. Spell. 4. You got 9.
9? Okay. So you execute your enchantment, and the Ray of Frost beams out from your finger, but unfortunately, you miss. And with that, they both are able to look and see where the beam came from, so you notice that they both notice you right now. Alright.
So you notice that they notice you.
So, Brunto, you have walked up the passageway. You are getting to you've walked past the wolf den, and you are at the junction where you can continue going forward. And it's getting pretty dim right now because you don't have a torch. You've got very little light streaming in from the cave entrance now. But you're pretty sure that dark spot over there on the left is where the loose dirt is. And the passageway going up.
So, I stand there, and there's nothing around me to be able to make a torch with, right?
You could probably find something again. It'd probably take you some time, just like it did last time. But
okay, so I start preparing a torch, and as I'm doing so, I start making I start saying insults along the lines of, "All goblins are cowards, and the goblin leader of this camp is such a huge coward. I bet he would never challenge me to a one-on-one duel. No goblin in here is so brave enough to challenge me to a duel. All are cowards, cowards, I say."
All right.
That's just
Intimidation check again, if you would, please.
It's just getting less and less. 6.
Okay. All right. Now, I would like, after that, Liar, if you would roll a death saving throw for me again, just roll a 1d20.
6.
6. That is another one towards being dead. Alright, Brato, what are you doing? You're about the goblins, they're a good distance up, and they are actually making their way around the bend of the passageway that's all the way up at the top, dragging the body behind them. But you could probably make it to them this round without having to expend more than your regular movement. It is difficult terrain, but you could probably make it. Yes, they are definitely within 60 feet, yes. Okay, so go ahead and I believe that's an attack saving throw, or an attack roll, yes? You got a 6. Alright, so because the dirt is loose that you're climbing up,
This might not
as
make
you
a
try to
difference.
get your balance... I'm sorry, what?
This might not make a difference, but did you add your spellcasting modifier? You'll want to do that.
Alright,
I believe it's your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency.
yes, it would be. $11 total. Okay, so standing up on the loose gravel and casting the sacred flame at them, it doesn't meet its mark, and they duck around the corner as you cast it. But then you do notice that they duck their heads back around the corner, you hear them saying, and they're pointing down at you. Okay. All
Are they
right.
hearing my coward insults?
Are they hearing coward insults? The goblins? You don't know what they're
Yeah.
hearing.
Oh.
All right. So, the goblins looking down at you, they actually just pick up some rocks and just start hucking them at you. Well, it doesn't really hurt a whole lot because they all miss you. But they do just start picking up pieces of rock and just throwing them down at you like, nah, da, 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 da. All right. Aaron, what are you doing? Oh, wait, that's right. The goblins noticed you. And since the goblins noticed you, they actually start walking towards you. And they do not quite make it up to you, but they are definitely approaching you.
Magic.
I use magic missile.
Magic missile. Okay. So go ahead and roll that. Are you focusing all the magic missiles on one goblin, or are you dividing it amongst the two?
So there's two of them?
There's two of them.
Do either of them
Divide.
what weapons do they have?
They have pickaxes right now is what they've got.
Okay, well then I give one of them 2 and one of them 1.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Three, 1.
Okay. So you rolled a 3 and a 3 and a 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 4 for one goblin, and then 6 for the other goblin. Okay. Okay. So, Brunto, did I have you roll a survival check last round to see about building a torch?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Because you were busy insulting. Go ahead and roll a
19.
survival check for me as well. 19? Okay.
19.
This time, in your anger, it doesn't take you nearly so long to be able to get a torch going again. So, you go ahead and you've got a torch lit, and you're standing there in the middle of the cavern, and you see the passageway up to the left. Up that passageway, you're able to see the silhouette of a dwarf off in the distance, and off to the right, you're able to see the bridge again. What are you going to do?
I start walking to the dwarf, and as I do, I shout my final insult, which is, it's not that the goblins and their goblin leader are cowards, it's just they're too weak to fight me. That's what it is.
And then he says, oh wait, no, they're both.
Yeah, and I shout that all in goblin.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
17.
17. Okay. Alright. So you're starting to climb up the passageway. You cross the river, and you start climbing up while holding your torch and keeping it aloft. And now
Not
it
the
is...
I'm going
Huh,
to the dwarf. I'm going to the dwarf.
Well, there's a dwarf down one passage, and there's a dwarf down another passage, so I guess I should have clarified. Which dwarf are you going towards? The one that you can see, or the one that you can't see? The one that you can see is... The one that you can see is in the steep slope passageway full of rubble. The one that you can't see is past the bridge.
Oh, I'm gonna go the way where the water came. That way I can
Okay.
find out who don't need it beat up.
Okay, that makes more sense. So you continue on that way. And you actually get to the point where, coming around the corner, as you're shouting out your insults, you see Aaron standing there in the pathway up ahead, and a couple of goblins approaching him with pickaxes.
It was you! I shout at the goblins in goblin.
Okay. Alright. So, Barato, what are you doing? The goblins are now casually tossing rocks down at you, apparently.
Michael, do you want some?
Guiding bolt. Okay. A 16. Okay. That will hit.
Guys, I feel like
17 damage. Okay. 17 damage.
17 damage. Holy cow.
Guiding bolt. Let's look at this really quick. That seems like a lot. Just going to clarify here really quick. Guiding bolt. Bolt. .46 radiant damage. That is correct. So, and you got 17 damage on him. All right. Calling out to Moradin. That goblin, you know, you would have gotten advantage to attack him, and yes, you will have an advantage on attacking his corpse again in the future, for he is now a corpse, very much so. His body bursts into flames, and he expires at the top of the passageway. He actually falls down the passageway, and his flaming body rolls past you, and eventually rolls past... Excuse me. All the way into the river. And you watch as his body hits the river, the fires extinguish out, and it slips down, passed out of your view with the current. It appears to be astonishment. Alright, in the meantime, Liar, I would like for you to roll, again, a death saving throw, if you would please.
Please, please succeed. Please, please succeed. Don't be dead.
2.
Liar, the pain that you felt as you were in your body in these last few moments suddenly ceases, and you feel yourself disconnected from your corporeal form. You're able to look down on your body and the now 2 goblins that are surrounding it, and you feel yourself being pulled and called away from the mortal coil as your body expires permanently. I'm sad to say your character has died.
My ghost tries to stop it, and I try to hunt the goblins.
Okay. Anna, do me a favor, look up the background for Banshee, if you would, really quick.
Banshee or...
Banshee?
He's gonna become a banshee.
A banshee rogue.
I'm a banshee rogue.
Alright.
Every time
So,
he defines is overwhelmed by Carly. Oh.
Aaron, the goblins are now pretty much within striking distance of you. What are you going to do? Oh, and Carly, I would like you to... Carly, I would like you to do me a favor. Roll a d20 3 times and record the numbers as they are rolled in order.
Okay. 3.
I'll write that down for you.
4. 6.
Are you sure you're rolling it? Are you sure you're rolling a d20?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So sorry about that, Aaron. Back to you. What are you doing?
Do I notice that Bronto is coming from behind me?
Yeah, he's pretty obvious. He's not being quiet about it. It's pretty obvious that he's coming up behind you.
You heard my goblin insults, and you hear me say in English, "It was you!"
One, he's got a torch, but you're impressed that he's lit the torch for the third time, and two, he's very vulgar and verbose.
I will use Ray of Frost on the one with less HP.
The one that looks more hurt, or
Yeah.
okay. So go ahead.
18 to hit.
18 will hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
This one? 4.
4. Okay. So you deal 4 points of damage to the one that is more wounded. And as you Ray of Frost him, since he's so close, it's really hard to miss him. You could almost practically touch him in the chest. And the frost just penetrates his chest, and he's just like, ah! And you can see him get real cold, and he says something in Goblin that you don't understand. But
What did he say?
Brunto, you do understand him saying, "Oh man, that's really cold." And he falls over. Bam. Alright. So that was your turn, Aaron. Brunto, what are you doing?
I take out my longsword
Okay.
and I is activating Searing Smite a whole turn?
Activating Searing Smite. Searing Smite. Searing Smite. That is a paladin ability. I'm pretty sure it's just an instant thing. Let's see. Paladin. That's rogue. Divine Smite. Are we talking here? Searing Smite or Divine Smite?
Searing.
Searing. Alright, so we're going to go look at spells then.
A Flame Smite. I want this goblin to burst to flame.
Well,
That's
that
the
would
one
certainly
guy.
do it. So, next time you hit a creature, so it's concentration up to 1 minute. And next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon, and it's a bonus action, so you don't even have to spend an action, but you do spend your bonus action for the round to be able to do it. Your weapon flares with white-hot intensity, and the attack deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target and causes the target to ignite in flames. Okay, so you wish to use this on... Huh? Pleasant, okay. So you are using your Searing Smite, as I understand. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, shouting out to the god of...
Cord.
to Cord. Cord, bless my weapon! And it begins to glow a white hot.
And then I charge the goblin, and if I'm within range, I attack him.
Okay, you are within range, so go ahead and attack him.
Six.
6 total?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, as you shout out your prayer to Cord and the sword begins to glow, the eyes in the goblin get big and wide, and you charge towards him, and he ducks out of the way, practically throwing himself to the ground and rolling back up a good distance away from you, and just like, I ain't doing that! Alright. Brato, what are you doing? Okay, go ahead. That will hit.
Leave this one to me.
2 damage total. Okay.
Did you add your dexterity?
No, he doesn't have. He can't.
All right.
That's only.
And now it is the goblin's turn. And we're going to start with the ones that are at the top of the sloped passageway looking at Brato. They're going to throw some rocks at you again. And they are going to hit you this time. So we're going to give them some little rocks here. And you take 4 points of damage from the rocks as they hit you with the rocks. And then we're going to go to the lone goblin in the cavern with Brunto and Aaron. And he is actually going to disengage from you guys and take off running. He actually goes up some stairs that lead toward the south.
I follow.
Okay, and that will have to be on your turn. So he is running towards the south. So we're going to say that he's about there. Okay. And I haven't drawn out a map for this, sorry guys, because you guys are all over the place. It would be so difficult to draw a map of this entire conflict that's going on. So I apologize for that, but I am keeping track of where everybody is and what's going on. All right. That's their turn. Aaron, what are you doing? The goblin has begun running away. He's actually gone up. He's gone up some stairs to what appears to be the platform area and the cavern that has the 2 pool areas, the 2 reservoirs that have broken.
I follow him.
You follow him. Okay. You are able to follow him, and as you're going up and you reach up to the top of the stairs, what you see is interesting. You see a goblin. Well, first off, I actually could probably draw this one out as I'm describing it to you, though. What did I just draw? Nothing important. Okay. So we got this. There's the river. Rock there. You notice that there is a passageway coming in from the western section that probably would have led to where the bridge was that you were walking underneath earlier. And all right, drawing out that real quick. Let me get some minis here. All right. We've got Aaron. Where's Aaron? I have the wrong tub. Nope, here he is. Here's Aaron. Nope, I do have the wrong tub. Okay, hold on a second. Sorry guys, please don't hate me.
No face.
Go ahead and use you. You're appropriate enough. There we go. We've got Brunto, sorry, I keep getting those confused. Really wish you guys had picked different names. And
Hey, I picked my name first.
yeah, you did.
No! If anything, Mini-Me, you change yours.
No, you guys keep it. Brato and Brunto. It's not that bad. There's a game online played by Vox Machina, and two of the characters were Vex and Vax, and they were brother and sister that were twins. So it's not that bad. All right, so you got this goblin running away. This goblin is standing right here. This goblin's over here, and then there's this guy. And I'm pretty sure he also has, which I don't have a mini for that one immediately with me, so we will use an alternate piece to represent. Do I have something that could be used to represent? Golly, wish I did.
Dad, you're making jokes in the text about Carly becoming a ghost, and she's sad and angry that she can't eat her mushrooms anymore. She's like, mushrooms! Why can't I eat my mushrooms? I need my mushrooms!
Excellent. There's that. And then let me make sure. Yes. 2 more of those guys. And come on. There we go. All right. So, this is what you see. Let me get my... There we go. So you guys are... This is Aaron. This is Brunto. You guys have walked up the passageway. This is where the passageway is. This is the river that was next to you. Broken wall. That in the reservoir that was filled up. Other broken wall. Reservoir. Waterfall somewhere up around here. This is the goblin that you guys were chasing. This is another goblin coming from a passageway that appears to have led to the bridge. A third goblin. 2 other goblins. A big, hairy-looking goblin about the size of Brunto, and then a wolf standing next to him. That is what you guys see right now.
Me and Michael?
Yep, you and Aaron. So that's Brunto and Aaron.
Me? Alright. I can work with this.
So I actually believe that it was Aaron's turn at the moment. I'm gonna, if somebody could get a transcript of this conversation, because I've not been able to see most of it.
There is
All right, so Aaron,
to save the chat. So
Aaron, what are you doing?
Can I use slick grease?
Yes, you can use slick grease.
Okay.
I don't know what
So
it does,
then-
but if it's a spell or a item or something, yes, you can. Just read the rules on it.
Will it affect me too?
It affects everyone who steps on it. It's from the School of Conjuration.
Okay.
Just don't conjure it. Whatever.
What's my first conjuration?
You're gonna
spell?
put it through the middle on. No, you're gonna put it in the big group next to the hairy goblin and the wolves.
So it says covers ground in a 10-foot radius, becomes difficult terrain. Each creature in area roll dexterity throw or fall prone or something like that.
Okay.
False prone.
Yeah.
So, what is the range on that spell?
I think it says 60 feet.
60 feet. Does it say which source where you get that spell from? Like if it's from Xanathar's or where is that spell located? I don't have it in the standard player's handbook. Slick grease. Is it grease or is it just slick grease?
Slick grease. It's from School of Conjuration. It's like where the spells that you can choose from.
No, I get
Are-
that. I get that. And you probably were able to select the spell on D&D Beyond, correct?
No, we used the handbook.
Use the handbook.
Yeah.
Click.
It might just be grease.
All right.
Wait, can I see that picture you showed?
Grease.
Please.
It's grease.
Yep.
Okay.
On page
Not slick.
246.
There
The
we
range
go.
is 60 feet.
Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot radius. Okay, so the range is 60 feet. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you would definitely be able to reach anybody within the cave that you are in. And
Oh, nice.
a
I like
10-foot
the picture.
square centered on a point within range and turns it into a difficult terrain for the duration. All right. So, I am going to assume then that you are right here. Like I said, anything within range, you would probably like to target this area with the most people and the biggest people, but
Yeah.
that is your choice. Okay. So let's go ahead and plop some grease down there. 10-foot rate, 10 foot, so that's 5. Grease everywhere, covering all those guys. And that is now difficult terrain, and they all have to roll a dexterity saving throw. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go dexterity saving throw for the big hairy guy. Oh! He rolled a 1. He is on the ground.
He's on the ground immediately. You're just like
Grease shows up.
Grease shows up, he looks down, slips both feet, lands on him.
Grease. Hi, Goblin.
And you hear him say, "End goblin." Oh! What the heck?
I think
That's
owl
not
is
supposed to happen.
universal.
Okay,
that's
who
universal?
spilled the grease?
All right. And what is your spell DC? That is important to know.
Spell what?
It's your spell. 12. Okay.
12.
All right. So the 2 goblins that are in there also fall prone. All right. And it is difficult terrain as well, which halves their movement. All right. So they are down on the ground, all 3 of them. Wham! And that is your turn. So, Brunto, what are you doing?
I laugh at them. Then I say,
Okay.
"You guys can't even stand up," and I tell that to them in Goblin. And then,
Okay.
am I in range of the Goblin that we were chasing?
Yes, you would be able to run up to that goblin and attack him. Yes.
I do that then.
Okay. And your sword is still glowing white hot.
Yeah. So they just see insult him, walk up to this Goblin, and I attack with a 19.
A 19 will definitely hit, yes.
Okay, so plus 1d6. Deal 12 damage.
12 damage. And that's including the power of the Searing Smite?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, the goblin, as you hit it, the white-hot flames, or the white-hot magical energy from the sword, as you begin to hit the goblin, you just see that it begins to immediately ignite him into flames, and it just slices right through this pitiful little creature before you, cauterizing the wounds as it goes, so no blood is splattering anywhere, but his body just becomes completely engulfed in flames, and it falls in 2 halves in front of you. You guys can compare sizes later.
You had to say that in very big detail.
and then I look
had
up,
to.
Then I look up at the goblins on the floor, and then I tell them in Goblin, "So who's next?"
All right. And so, Barato, you are all the way in a different location. You have 2 goblins at the top of a passageway hucking rocks at you. They have hit you, and it hurts. Not a lot, but it hurts. Okay, so walking up the passageway towards the goblins. Go ahead and do your Sacred Flame attack. 23 to hit? Yes, that will hit. So go ahead and roll damage. Though I doubt they will survive. 7. Yep, that goblin is defuncto. So another goblin in front of you bursts into flames. And a holy light emanates from his smoldering corpse for a moment. He falls down, but this time doesn't fall down the hill. He just falls down at the top of the passageway. His body's smoldering with embers now. Holy embers. Alright. And it is now the goblin's turn. The one goblin left up at the top of the passageway, which as you were climbing up the passageway, you were getting pretty close. You could almost, hit him with your sword. Almost. Or your mace. Or hammer, whatever it is that you're using. Probably a hammer. And he looks at you. He looks at his dead companion next to him. And he just takes off down the passage. Well, you'll have to do that on your turn. Alright. And then over here with Brunto and Aaron. The two goblins stand up that were in the grease pile. That's half their movement. And then, since it's difficult terrain, 10. And so they're both able to just get outside of the grease. The hobgoblin gets up, or the big hairy guy, he stands up, and then that's half his movement. And he actually is going to end his movement once again, end the grease pile, trying to get out. But he succeeds on his dexterity saving throw this time, and remains standing as he's slipping to get out of it. Cursing obscenities. But in the meantime, two goblins that are not anywhere near the grease pile, one comes towards Aaron, one comes towards Brunto, and they are going to attack you. First on Aaron, he does a 16 to hit. That'll hit you, correct, Aaron?
Yes.
Okay. And he does 5 points of damage to you with his sword. And then the one attacking you, Brunto, he misses, unfortunately for him.
His sword goes tink. You want to try this, bro? I tell him that, and him in Goblin.
And then a wolf begins to charge around the grease pile towards you guys as well. All right. So, Brunto, it is now your turn. No, I said Brunto.
What would happen if I picked up the goblin in front of me and tossed him at the wolf?
First, you would have to roll a grapple check to see if you can get him. You have to try to grapple him.
Not worth it. I just attack him.
Okay.
That's not gonna hit. 6 total.
6 total? No, that will not hit. You swing and you miss. He ducks down, but it's not too hard for him because he's like half your size. You're used to sparring with the Goliath, so we can understand the issue of size difference. All right, and then it comes to Liar.
Isn't my turn yet?
Yeah, you are totally dead. Regardless of whether or not your spirit comes back as a banshee, it's going to be more of fluff and fun for your character, possibly. But you need to start working on that Dobby Darth person that you were talking about earlier.
Darth Daubette.
Darth Daubette, yes. Go ahead and begin rolling up that character, if you would, please. All right.
What?
You're dead. You died. According to the rules, your character is defunct and no more. You have ceased to be. You are an ex-elf. You are no more.
Oh.
I get it.
I mean, they can always try to drag her corpse to a cleric or something.
Yeah, resurrection is possible if you have a diamond worth 1,000 gold.
What?
Fine.
Well, that's not happening.
It's not worth it, liar.
Liars.
Oh, that's harsh. That's
Ouch.
harsh.
1,000 gold? We
I'm
don't
worth
have that kind of cash.
I'm still worth it. I'm worth 1,000,000 gold. 1,000,001 gold, maybe not, but 1,000 totally.
All right, Barato. Now it is your turn, Barato. What are you doing, Barato? Okay.
Carly?
You make it up to the top of the passageway. You do see Liar's corpse lying on the ground, bleeding. It's totally bled out. She's not moving at all, not breathing. Just a quick passing by. You've seen dead bodies before. This is a dead body.
Here you go, Carly.
How very kind of you.
Should Carly make her character level 1 or level 2?
Level 1. Characters start as level 1. So, all right. So you make it to the top, and you come around the corner, and you find yourself in a cavern with bunks. Here, I'm going to read this for you really quick. This large cave is divided in half by a 10-foot high by a 10-foot high escarpment. I can't read that word for the life of me. A cliff. A steep natural staircase leads from the lower portion to the upper ledge, and the air is hazy. Yes?
I'm gonna be done for tonight. I gotta go get ready for bed.
Okay. And we will, if I would like to have you continue to play in future sessions. I am sorry that your character has died. So please keep in touch, and we'll work on getting your character, okay?
Okay.
All right, good night.
My character to end by wanting a job, and then I run into them.
I want a job. You shall give me a job. I like this one. It's better than Liar. At least he doesn't like mushrooms. Ooh, mushrooms? My favorite.
All right. The air is hazy with smoke from a cooking fire and pungent from the smell of poorly cured hides and unwashed goblins, of which you see that there are, let's see, you've killed 2. There are 4 goblins in there and what appears to be a man in the corner.
The man we've been looking for. Good job, Mimi.
Okay, you can do that. Go ahead. Uh, 13 total? Okay, unfortunately that will not hit. Alright, so that is your turn, which now gives us to the goblins. The 4 goblins look at you, and the one that was running away turns around, and you hear him shout something in Goblin, and the other ones are like, and they all pull out their swords and pounce on you. So you got 4 attacks coming at you. This worked out so well for the last person. I'm sure it'll work out just fine for you. Oh! Oh! This is what I rolled. I'm not kidding.
Oh.
Plus the 2 others that may or may not hit. So, working towards the TPK here. Alright, so that is, what is your AC? Let's ask that. 18. So that goblin misses, but 3 of them hit you, and 1 of them gets a critical. So we'll roll the 2 non-criticals first. That is a 5 and a 4. Plus 4. You're dead?
Well, you're
Oh,
dead.
hold on a second. It's 8 plus 4 is 13 from them, and then the guy... What?
8 and 4 is 12.
I did say 4, but it's actually a 5, sorry. Thank you for correcting me. 13 total so far, plus another 8 damage. 13 plus 8 is 21 total points of damage from that attack. What is your total HP? Yes.
Like his max?
Yeah, your max HP. 16. Okay. Anna, if you could do me a favor, I know that you are dead at this moment, or at least knocked out. Unconscious. How much past do they have to, like... I know there's like an instant kill rule. If you could look that up for me, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't remember it either.
Alright, so that is Brato and the goblins there. Now the goblins in the cave with Aaron and Brunto. Alright. The one attacking you, Brunto, Aaron, he goes first. And he hits you. He's rolled a 22 to hit. I'm pretty sure that hits you. I think your AC is, what, 18? Yep. And he does 7 points of damage to you.
Oh, that's the last of his HP.
Is that the last of your HP?
Yeah.
Alright, so you go down. And then the one attacking you, Brunto, he misses. But then we got the other goblins. 5, 10, 15. He gets in there. The wolf is able to get in there. That's 5 for him. Or 10. And then...
Where was y'all's last
15,
save
20,
point?
25, 30. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And so you got a wolf, and then 2 other goblins are attacking you. We'll do the 2 goblins first. I'm pretty sure those are going to miss. They both rolled the same, and that is 13 to hit. I'm pretty sure AC is, what, 19 or something like that?
18.
18. Okay, so they both miss you. And then the wolf takes a bite at you. And he is going to hit. He rolled a 26 to hit.
Oh, cow.
And it just means he found a good soft spot. And, oh, he rolled max damage. He does 10 points of damage to you, biting into you. How much hit points did you have left?
9.
Okay, so here's the roll for death.
Okay.
It's instant death if you take damage and reduces you to 0 hit points, and the remaining damage equals or exceeds your max hit points.
Okay, so it wouldn't be an instant death for you. However,
Nothing mostly dead.
The way this goes, since everybody is now unconscious, that's in the party, and with one absolutely confirmed death, Brunto just went down, Brato just went down, and Aaron just went down.
Oh.
You guys are in. You had just assaulted a group of goblins in their own home, and you guys are now all... You're what's on the menu tonight, guys?
Oh, that's fun.
So, you took out a couple of them on your way out, but unfortunately, no one ever sees or hears from you again.
Or the door for human. It was like, oh, everyone disappeared.
So, we will pick this up again in 2 weeks if you guys want to. We'll go ahead and continue from there. I would like everybody to create new characters.
Starting at level 1?
Oh my word.
Beginning at level 1, yes. I'll figure out a way to tie it into the story. If you guys would like to continue playing the same campaign, I could come up with a clever way of keeping it going. I would like to keep playing with you guys, whether or not we play this same campaign or not.
Yeah.
Wow, that was TPK.
That was a TPK, and it wasn't the DM's fault.
You guys gotta work as a team.
To be fair, Carly was right. She did try to stay with the team this time, and water kept pushing them apart. So,
Yeah.
well,
it's not my fault.
And I decided to go with the dwarf because he was alone, and I knew he was gonna die if I didn't come with him.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we're totally blaming Aaron. He's too quiet.
Okay. Well, he's very quiet right now, just like everybody else.
Oh gosh.
I mean, they may have decided to spare you and your party, but unfortunately, for the last 15 minutes, there was this continuous string of insults about mothers, smells, combat abilities, and other such things.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So, rolling up new characters, this is actually a pretty fun opportunity because you can change your class if you weren't really liking what you picked this time. If you did, you're certainly welcome to pick the same class, same race, try something new. It's up to you. And you'll want to work on your background, make sure you roll up all your new stats and stuff. So.
Yep. Now, I do want to ask this question. We did have a TPK. I hope nobody's feelings are hurt. I didn't want to do a TPK. Is everybody still cool with continuing to play? Everybody had fun?
Yeah.
Okay, that's important. That is important, and I'm happy to hear that. I'm looking forward to see what you guys come up with. And I will say, fortunately, everybody died right on time to end the session.
Convenient.
Actually, terribly, yes.
Convenient.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. It was fun. We'll see you again in 2